Coming up on Mountain News this morning, drownings are causing boating officials to highlight the importance of water safety ahead of summer. And it's not too late to apply to the FEMA buyout program, but time is running out as the deadline quickly approaches.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm Amelia Lee on this April 29th. It is 6:29 this morning. That means it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall. And Megan, it was a warmer start to our day. And I don't know, I'm expecting sunshine, but you'll probably prove me wrong in a second.
Unfortunately. However, there is some sunshine this morning. There's something definitely to look out for as we take a look at that WYMT studio cam. I mean, here you go. Here's a look at hazard. I mean, we have a little bit of that sun rising right now, some haze in the background, and overall clear skies. Temperatures are in the low 60s, seeing upper 60s as you travel closer to Monticello and Somerset today, and mid 50s as you travel into our Virginia counties. Overall, it is definitely a warm start to your day, seeing some of that sun, but as you head closer to the high temperatures of the day, that's when that trend will start to shift. However, those temperatures will still be very warm in the low to mid 80s. Here's a look at satellite and radar, kind of proving what I just said. A little bit of some clouds rolling in, but for the most part, nice and clear this morning. We'll see some chances of some rain this afternoon and some storms as you're heading into the evening. So be on the watch out for that as you're getting closer and closer to the evening, continuing overnight and into your Wednesday morning. Amelia.
One person is dead after a house fire in Laurel County. Members with the Laurel County Major Crimes Task Force responded to the fire yesterday morning at a home on Patton Road. Deputies say 66-year-old Stanley Crisp of East Bernstadt died. The state fire marshal's office is investigating the fire. A drowning investigation is underway after a man was swept underwater in a river in Whitley County. Fish and wildlife officials say they received a call about the incident Sunday. They say a 37-year-old man was swept underwater in the Cumberland River close to the Ballard Ford Memorial boat ramp in Williamsburg. They say multiple witnesses saw the man enter the water and that he did not resurface. Crews are still working to recover his body. Emergency crews say as the weather gets warmer, they expect more people to be out on the water. And this also comes after a deadly boat crash on Lake Cumberland during the weekend, in addition to the Whitley County drowning. The Lexington Fire Department helped respond to a drowning last year. They say wearing a life jacket, light and loose clothing, and being out with a friend are ways to prioritize safety. But Battalion Chief Derek Roberts says there is always a risk.
You don't always know what's below the water, especially in lakes, ponds, stuff like that. You have fishing line that somebody, they tried to reel that in years ago. It's left there. That's now a hazard for you.
We also learned of a water rescue out of Rowan County. That's where emergency management says a kayaker overturned and went downstream in the Licking River. That person was taken to the hospital for treatment. The man charged with murder in a deadly Floyd County shooting appeared in court yesterday morning. Larry Johnson's bond was set at $5 million. Police say Johnson shot and killed Stephen Adkins. The shooting happened on Friday in the area of Kentucky 321 and the Oxer Bridge. Johnson was arrested Saturday after police were able to track him down. A preliminary hearing is set for May 5th at 1:30. A Perry County man is facing charges after being accused of kidnapping a minor. Hazard police received a call about the incident at Hopper Circle Sunday. After investigating, they found Andrew Oliver with the minor on a four-wheeler. Police say they then saw Oliver getting onto Lots Creek Road. Oliver was later arrested after he reportedly took the four-wheeler over an embankment. Police charged a man with domestic violence after a call in McCreary County. Sheriff's deputies were called to a home on Cherry Lane last week. When they arrived, they say Joey Baker told them he was armed and pulled out a gun. Police say Baker tried to pull away from them and resist his arrest. He was taken to the Knox County Detention Center. Also in McCreary County, two people were indicted in connection to a 14-year-old's death. Billy Bolin and Jeremy Reidner were each charged with murder, assault, criminal abuse, and evidence tampering. They initially only faced an abuse charge, but a grand jury indictment led to the additional charges. Bolin and Reidner were arrested in connection with the death of Austin Carpenter, and he died back in February. A Mingo County, West Virginia man was sentenced to 15 years in prison for the production of child pornography. According to court documents, in November 2019, Cameron Newsom used a cell phone to take pictures of a young child while the child was naked from the waist down. Newsom admitted to taking the photos and storing them on an online file storage account. He has to pay $7,000 in restitution and he has to register as a sex offender. As we told you last week, the FEMA deadline for the February flood was extended, and this is for the FEMA individual loans and the Small Business Administration. But the FEMA buyout program deadline is just 1 day away. And here are the 3 different FEMA deadlines for victims of the February flood that you can keep an eye on. The FEMA buyout application is right around the corner. Officials say that due date is this Wednesday, April 30th. Individual FEMA assistance and Small Business Administration were both extended to May 25th. Kate Clemens with Roscoe's Daughter tells me the FEMA buyout program is being handled by the state, the other 2 by the federal government, giving those 2 different deadlines.
We strongly encourage, if you are interested in learning more about the FEMA buyout, visit your local disaster recovery centers in your county because that April 30th date is approaching quickly.
But Scott McReynolds with the Housing Development Alliance says more than just February flood survivors can apply for the FEMA buyout program to get the pre-flood value of your home and relocate outside of those floodplains.
It's our understanding that anybody who is in danger of flooding can apply for that, not just people who were impacted by the 25 or even the 22 flood.
FEMA spokesperson Daniel Bernardi says coming in person to a disaster recovery center in your county can help you get the answers you need from someone right in front of you.
And you have that human-to-human connection for us to hear your story and best provide you the assistance that you are eligible for or may be eligible for.
Applying for aid can feel like a daunting process, but Clemens says there are ways for you to get help and support from other folks who have been in your shoes.
We must continue moving forward every day because deadlines are real, they exist, and once they end, that's it. So we must help each other navigate this time because these are programs that can help, and if you don't sign up before they end, that's it.
The registration deadline extension for SBA and FEMA individual assistance comes after Governor Andy Beshear requested that extension. And you do have to apply in person for the FEMA buyout program at a disaster recovery center. Both SBA and individual assistance can be done in person or online. Sustainability was a key topic in a summit held at the University of Kentucky yesterday. The event was organized by Bluegrass Green Source with a goal to inspire Kentuckians to make a positive change. Everyone from community and business leaders to council members and the next generation of leaders were in attendance.
We have high school and college students that will be talking about their thoughts for the future because they're the ones that are going to be taking it over from us. We want to make sure that everybody understands that whatever it is that you're doing collectively, we make a really big difference.
Bluegrass Green Source told our sister station they do have their date set for April 2026. A section of the Hal Rogers Parkway will be closed later on this week. Transportation Cabinet officials say the parkway at mile 1.618 in Laurel County will be closed at 9 Thursday evening. Officials say this is happening because of the demolition of the Slate Lick Road overpass bridge. The intersections of Kentucky 30 with Kentucky 638 will be blocked, and that area is expected to reopen Friday morning at 6. Plans to plant a new park in Prestonsburg are rolling forward, and advocates for inclusion are rallying behind a new fundraiser. The Imaginarium Inclusive Park is coming to the Big Sandy Community and Technical College's Prestonsburg campus, creating a space for children and families of all different abilities. The vision began when parent advocate Courtney Kreider dreamed of a public park for children who have autism, mobility concerns, and more.
Kids that weren't playing normally, that wouldn't have a space to play together, and they were all playing together, and it was so beautiful. I thought, how lovely is it in this moment that we're presenting this park to the community, that we can see that these kids are already playing together in this area.
The park is a partnership with the Kent Rose Foundation, Big Sandy Community and Technical College, and the city of Prestonsburg. The Louisville Orchestra is paying a visit to Floyd County today. The orchestra is presenting In Harmony, the Commonwealth Tour of the Louisville Orchestra at the Mountain Arts Center in Prestonsburg. The concert begins at 7:30 this evening. The orchestra will also be at the Floyd County Library in Prestonsburg at 1 this afternoon for a special community event.
While satellite and radar is all clear right now, just looking at a little bit of some of those clouds rolling into the region, we're looking not too bad to start off the morning. However, that will be changing this afternoon as we start to see some rain chances picking up, and then this evening as the storms start to ramp up, especially for our northwestern counties. Let's talk about those temperatures, though. As I mentioned, they're not too bad. And this morning we'll be looking at the 60s, upper 60s for Monticello, 67. A little bit chilly as we're traveling into our Virginia county, seeing 49 degrees as we're looking into Grundy. This afternoon we'll continue to see that warmth in the area as we go into the low to mid 80s. Here's a look at that bus stop forecast this morning. Again, all in all, not a bad start to your day. Temperatures in the mid 60s. By the time you head home, that's when we're looking in the low 80s, mostly cloudy skies, although some places we'll start to see those chances of rain and storms popping up into the forecast. Stay with us for more mountain news and weather on the way.